Good morning and welcome to Lamington National Park at the O'Reilly's section, and we're going to do the West Canungra Creek circuit and then continue on to the Box Forest circuit and come back that way via Alavana Falls. So you quickly come to a junction. This is where we come down, and it's 13.9 kilometres. It's the equivalent of a 110-story building climb. It's a pretty cool tree, the way it's grown out the side, then goes straight up. One of what I'm sure will be many strangler figs in this area. A feature of Lamington National Park is a lot of mud sections. And I think it's because the sun just can't reach the track. We're high up in elevation, so it just doesn't get much, and plus it's high foot traffic, so it doesn't get much of an opportunity to dry out and harden. It's pretty cool, it's grown out. It's not a part of that tree. A section's grown out like that and then gone up that way. Not a big tree. And growing up on an angle, it can hold its position. Just starting to hear our first waterfall. First of many, I'm sure. Here's a strangler fig that's been snapped off. That would have been quite dramatic to see. There's the rest of it down there. Probably lightning strike. Looks nice. Just go up and around that fallen tree. The difference between here and Conondale is just there is a track. And you don't have the bush bash through the fallen trees. Well, so far you don't. Probably a lot more people are using these tracks too. Nice and easy to slip here. Not a slippery area. You wonder how something like that can grow there. But this is the first proper waterfall we can see on this walk. It's a beautiful creek. This would be a feeder creek, I'd imagine, going into West Canungra. And here's the falls. He's down at the lower section. Not 100% sure, but I'm pretty confident this is a bunya tree. But I don't know for sure, but it's got the same kind of bark, but the top is a little different, so I don't know what it is. But it's an impressive, whatever. It's an impressive tree. Looks like a bit of work was done here to get the track through. Big trees come down. There's the track down there. So we must get down there somehow. Here we go down. We've been descending a fair bit. Here's the bit that we just saw before from above. Even though we haven't even got to the main waterfall section, it's still been a beautiful walk. It's another big one. So a bit happening here. This is the top part of a tree's fallen. It's come down all the way down there. Could be from the cyclone a year ago. More of that beautiful water. And we've got another little waterfall here. Just following this beautiful feeder creek downstream. It's pretty cool. Here's some more of it close up. Okay, we're coming down to the creek. There's that big pool. And we've come, so this is Yaralaha, I don't know how to say that, pools. That's a big pool. I think the eels are in there, so we're 4.9 kilometres from Green Mountain, O'Reilly's. It's about slipping over. Just beautiful. So we're now 9 kilometres from Green Mountains. Got this little skinny track on the edge here. And I think we follow West Canungra Creek upstream, crisscrossing it a few times. It's just beautiful. You can see the blue there. I think that means blue pool before. Using the tree roots as kind of like some stairs. What an awesome walk when you're just going constantly beside this. You just got to concentrate a bit so you don't slip off the edge, but you'd have to be pretty silly to do it, but you got to be mindful of it. Just an endless supply of water. When you go a bit to the side of the creek, you're just going through this beautiful forest. Here's another feeder creek. Goes into the main Canungra Creek. Beautiful clear water. Here we are at the mud pit, so I'll do my best to not go in there. So our first crossing of West Canungra Creek. This is a massive tree, and it's got a little hollowed little shelter below it. It goes right up. It's hard to see, but it goes right up. It's very big. And we're going to cross again. This one should be a bit easier. Help you know where to go when you come across the creek. It's not always easy to see where the track is. So this is the first major obstacle I've had to deal with so far. Looks pretty fresh. I have to just work my way over it. It's now getting very dark for about 10:30 in the morning. Some big rocks that have fallen a long time ago, I'd say. Now getting a bit of height above the creek. Where you'd have to be careful with kids. It's a pretty cool section. Almost like a bridge over the creek. Two big trees have fallen. Just walking through beautiful forests. Bit of a zigzag to get up. Pretty interesting stump, lots of different colours and features. So again, we're a fair way above the creek. Okay, we'll have a look at Canungra Falls. Assume it's the one just up here. I think you crossed the creek here too. This was a shoes off crossing. It's just not worth getting your shoes wet. Water was freezing. But I got a little dry light towel, so I'll be able to dry myself. Probably does you some good, but it was very cold. I think by memory, this is one of the most difficult crossings on the West Canungra circuit. Feet nice and dry and feeling numb. But it went well. So the walks from O'Reilly's, West Canungra to Luna Creek and Albert River, which Albert River's unfortunately closed still from the cyclone. It's been probably 18 months nearly since it's been closed, but they're some of the best rainforest creek / waterfall hikes you can do, hands down. Looks like we've got to go across again. I'll have to work it out. That crossing was difficult just by the slipperiness of the rocks. Just had no confidence standing on them. That's a real short and sharp switchback. Trees falling down everywhere. A lot happens here. So this waterfall here, the sign's just over here, Gondary Falls. It's flowing very strong and very slippery. It's almost like a postcard kind of photo. Here's the top section of that falls. I don't think you could go under that one, you'd probably drown. Beautiful. And this is the final major creek crossing on the West Canungra circuit, but then of course you go onto the Box Forest circuit, which does have creek crossings too. Just crossing another feeder creek. That's nice. Beautiful red colour there on the rocks. Go straight down into that main creek. Another big tree that's come down. Wow. Slippery slide if you're really keen. This switch back here, because you come from the right and then you go down there and you have a look over there and you assume it's a creek crossing. And I've been lost there before, but there's this switchback but you're not paying attention, so it's easy to miss. That's why you have like a site like All Trails, so just double check and it will get you back to where you need to be. But I think I wasted all this time crossing the creek there. Go under. It's pretty cool. Okay, so we've now joined the Box Forest circuit. And now we're going to walk further along the creek up to Alavana Falls, and then back up to Picnic Rock, then back to O'Reilly. It's only 300 metres more to go the creek way. The other way is just through the forests. So that's the boring, well, not the boring way, but that's just the connection track. But we'll continue along the Box Forest circuit. We're going to have to go real low here under this big tree that's fallen. Wow. That's pretty cool. Right, and another creek crossing. So now on the other side, that's where we walked. On that ridge line, here's the falls. Yeah, it's a pretty cool section that. Check the base of this tree, that's wide as. Wow. Branches off, there's a big one there, big tree. This is really nice through here. Here's this massive tree I remember. It is huge. Be good to get a drone up there. It's one of the bigger ones I've ever seen. There we go. There they are, all together like a little family. We'll have a look at Boxlog Falls. A lot of spray being put out by these falls, and the noise. That's where we've come from. So now we'll go down and have a look at Alabama Falls, or Alabama Falls. This is the marquee waterfall in the O'Reilly section of Lamington National Park. So I'd say some people might just go down and up to this waterfall, and it's still, and I can't blame them. It's a pretty nice one. He's flowing really strong. This isn't it. This is just the lower section downstream. It charges down there. It's going to be hard to get there, but we'll see how we go. Found a way across, and there it is. It's a two-tiered waterfall. This bottom section, and then the high section at the rear. So we're just coming into Picnic Rock now. It's another half shelter, if you're keen. Just saw a red-bellied black snake sunbaking. I just couldn't get footage up and it took off. So we've now come to the border track. So it's 1.7 kilometres back to the car park. Now we're coming onto a nice bitumen track. That's just an alternative way via the tree top boardwalk. But we're 700 metres away. But I'll just go back via the border track. Such a busy bird. Okay, we're just coming back to O'Reilly's. So that's the West Canungra circuit. And then the Box Forest circuit in Lamington National Park.